Now, if I park over to the side, they have people walking up to the car, smoking against the car, threatening me, cursing me out, all kind of stuff. So now they have the vehicles over here harassing me. United States government. Now since I the license plate is 2CJ2310. So they just sent a ride for uh, $23.10 after having this idiot park in front of the car, flashing his lights on the vehicle with plate ending in 2310. Type of shit that the government coordinates, and that's what they're on. And that was through Uber.
The revelation of the name of Jesus and cast out demons. You cannot touch the government of a prince because those governments are legalistic governments. If you are a victim and a slave of that government, you cannot challenge that government. For it's a law in the spirit. Whoever you yield yourself servant to obey, the servant of him you are, whom you have obeyed. He said, the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord. How can a national prophet address himself differently in heaven? Everybody on earth calls you a prophet, but in heaven, you are a man of unclean lips. Because when they check you there, they are not moved by word of knowledge. They are moved by the purity of your garment. They will look at you and say, why is your garment stained?
And they have Lyft blocking the apps, so you can't even try to request a match. They have it not sending me the matches. So they're sending them to other people. They're just not sending them to me. And then I had to borrow $50 from Uber so I can pay the car payment. So Uber's only sending just enough to pay the balance that's owed. And then I still won't have any money because I got to pay for gas to get there and back. So this type of shit the government's on right now. And I wouldn't have had to borrow money to pay the car payment if the rideshare app companies weren't deliberately restricting my pay with the United States government counterintelligence agency, who goes around harassing me city to city, state to state, drop off after drop off. Today, they only put two people in the car, well, technically three people, one person and a couple that were both threat liaisons that they placed inside of the vehicle. In their continued attempts to gang stalk and harass me nonstop. And each person that got in the car staring at me the whole time, mean mugging me in the mirror. Like, why even get in the vehicle? Don't get in the fucking vehicle if you got to get in here and do all that. You don't even got to go take another ride. But you're getting paid to get in the car to do all of that. That's why you get in the vehicle. Anybody else would get in the car, be looking at their phone, be on their phone, be looking out the window, be having conversations with the husband. If you're a wife, if you're a couple, why are you sitting in the back, dead silence, not saying shit, but staring me down? That's the type of shit they're on. I'm looking up. The guy got his foot all near my shoulder and shit, and is staring at me. And then I'm looking at him. He's looking at me still. I'm looking back at him. Why aren't you looking out the window? Why don't you open up your phone and look at your phone besides just emailing the government? Why is you so focused on staring at me? But that's what the government does. They sit there and tell them to stare at me all the time. While literally everybody that's gotten in this car for weeks, that's all they do, get in the car and stare at me. Because that's what the government, and then they get out of the car and say, be safe, no worries. Or get in the car and say, oh, I'm tired. Because tired means, I told you guys yesterday, tired means tire with the D for the letter 4. So basically, they're trying to say they're the fourth tire. So 4 relates to the cube, relates to Saturn, to Chronos. So they're letting you know, that's why they had the person get in the car with the goat hat. You know, the goat Baphomet, that type of shit the government's on. Now they just sent ride for $17.11 when I owe Uber $18 and some odd change. I'm not, and then they're saying you have one more request to accept. Now this is Uber. This is Uber right now. Now they send in a match for $11 and when they had a ride for 30 something dollars, I accepted that. They declined it. They said, just I sent another one for $27. I requested that. They declined it because they don't want me to have any money. Because that's what the government did. The government is the one behind the console sending the fucking rides, harassing me. They're the ones that's doing this. Cash Patel and William Burns. Those are the ones that's sitting here doing, and Pete Hegseth. Those are the ones that's sitting here harassing me. Because they're a bunch of psychos. On a weekly basis, they are this invested in what the hell I got going on. This is about, and then they sit here and be doctoring up documents, sending them to Heather Teresa Carson Perkins, the ABA chair. She's sitting on the ABA board, acting like she's there based upon her merit. She's not. She's not. She's only there because of her name. Because her name matches certain cases that the government has been terrorizing people for centuries using Perkins, and then her name has Carson in it. So Carson, like Mara L. Block, who they had manipulate the case for my home and had it stolen. That's why Carr's son, and then her and her dad and the family in the military lives on Devil's Row in Devil's Neighborhood in Boulder, Colorado. It's all like it's very easy to figure out what the hell they got. Their patterns are consistent of being antichrist and demonic. Their patterns are consistent. That's why the government burnt down 37 homes in Marshall County, because in the Bible it talks about marshaling. Okay? So the government burnt down 37 homes in Marshall County with the fire department, and then had Donald Trump's attorneys, who was on this case before she took it over to start manipulating documents, had his attorneys file a lawsuit against Excel Energy where they all got paid billions of dollars, and her brother just so happens to be one of the individuals involved in that the house is burning down, where his wife and ex-wife and 4 kids all happen to profit off of the $1 billion that Excel Energy settled with. Before, they don't burn down the homes while they was trying to break into my house, shooting pellets at the house in Georgia. They don't did that then. And then they settled the case, but like recently. So they don't started this action, this fraud and corruption, and then settled it before this case even, while this case is still going on. That's how Heather's eating. Between that and then lying about where she lives as a primary residence. Now they want me to drive to Fort Worth for $17.82. Like, it costs $17.82 to get gas there and back. I'm not playing Uber no fucking mind right now. And then the ride that they put in last night to pick up the dude from 1111, um, his address was 1111 or something that equal to 1111, and then Killer Street or Kelly Street, meaning kill Y. So kill 7. That's the type of shit the government's on. Then you see they have this vehicle sitting over here to the right, been sitting there for a while, just sitting there. This type of shit the government's on. They've been harassing me for a matter of fact. Let me just, since we got time, let me bring it up and show you exactly what they was doing yesterday. Okay, so his address was 18211 Kelly Boulevard. So basically 9, 10, 11. So 13 Kill Y Boulevard. So basically 18 and 2. So 18 is 9 plus 2 is 11. So 1111 Kelly Boulevard. The address is 18211. So my birthday adds up to the number 111 or 1111. That's what my birthday adds up to. So that's why they sent me to pick up this jackass from Main Event. Only paid me $15.17 to send me that messaging, and then I had to cross Frank Ford Road because that's type of shit they do. So that's one of the people. Then they sent me to pick up from the airport here. Was it this airport? Yeah, it was this airport. Go drop this asshole off, Alan Carr, who didn't even tip from Uber. I had to go drop him off in Denton at 119 South Bronny Bray Street. So they like to harass me with the number 119 because it's the reversal of number 911 that I told you guys that I keep seeing. So they heard that. They heard me say it to one of the plaintiffs on the phone. So they've been targeting me ever since then. And besides, Francis Huge, my fake brother, because I don't even know if he's my real brother, brother, that my mom had and lied about and said when he was born or whatever. His grandmother name is Francis Huge. Her birthday adds up to 119. So I knew she was a demon then, but this just confirms it. So that's that. What else did they send me? Then they sent me a ride for to Plano, Texas with the kids that got in the back cursing and shit. That ride cost was $11.11. Then they had me drop them off in an auto care parking lot, right? So when we got to the auto care parking lot, after they sat in the back seat saying the word nigger, cursing, derogatory terms, all kind of shit they was doing, leaving a dirty towel in the back seat, just being just foolish for the government, okay? Then they said, oh, can you drive us to the train station? I said, well, what address did you put in? I said, if you want to go to the train station, which was up further, you got to add a stop. So she pulls it up and goes, oh, it's going to cost $19. Never mind, we'll walk. So remember, I keep telling you, the government keeps harassing me with the word trains, and then the number 19 refers to me. So that's why they keep harassing me and reversing the number 19 to show 91. So that goes that. Because they only gave me 5 or 6 rides yesterday. So every person they got in the car was a threat liaison. Then they gave me Steven. I had to go drop him off at 7117 Langmar Drive. So basically Langmar Drive, 7117 basically is the number 88. So just nonstop harassment and gang stalking. So they finally gonna give me a ride to go drop somebody off in Dallas off of Campbell Street. I'm pretty sure that's the hood for $21.60. So that'll only cover me paying back Uber. So I still won't make a profit. That just has me paying back Uber the money that I owe them, that I had to take because of the government doing this bullshit. And you won't even make that because I gotta pay $2. So they made sure it was just enough because I gotta pay $2 to go get the person for the tolls. Okay, gotta go pay that. So this is the person they had sit over here, shine his lights, is a Volkswagen Bug. So this type of shit the government's on. They stay on this shit all day long, all night long, non-stop harassment, non-stop when I tell y'all. And here's this plate. This plate is WNG6729 for the number 411. Non-stop gang stalking and harassment by the government. And see, these people, they make $50, $60, $90 a day. I mean an hour. So they can sit here and do this shit all day long. The government don't care about them. They not bothering them. Told them to get lawn chairs and pretty much sent them to lawn chairs. See all this shit? They don't care about what they're doing. They don't care about none of that. But they over here gang stalking and harassing me non-stop 24/7. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna have the train driving by like they like to do. They're gonna send the train by, or they're gonna have somebody right before the exit with a 333 plate or a 444 or 55. Because this is what the government does with their time, literally all day long, all day long. And what they're doing is they're trying to prevent me from being able to pay my rent tomorrow. Because that's what they do. Just like they gave me a hard time with paying the car payment, for the rental payment, they're giving me a hard time with paying my rent's due tomorrow, $227 that I got to pay. Only have $66 in the bank account because I got to pay that Uber, the $50 that I had to borrow because the government had me sitting in the lot for hours. Now look, see how they got this person shining their high beams on the car? Those are high beams. Those are high beams. And he's driving very close. That's why they had me come just now. See, now he turned the high beams off. Now he turned it back on. See, that's the government. That's why they sent me this way, so they can have him getting on the highway, shining his high beams on up. You're not supposed to drive with your high beams, but the government tells assholes to get over. It's a van. It's so somebody in a work van. So this is the people that they had waiting, and that they wanted me to come this way. The license plate is WB63827 for a loft. So this is a loft hotel. This is a Marriott company. This is a loft hotel that's harassing me in a work van, high beaming the back of the car while I'm trying to drive. Now they had them waiting. They had him waiting over to the side. Just now, he's not doing it to the other vehicle. Why aren't you doing it to the other vehicle? Why aren't you high beaming them like you was just high beaming the car that I'm in? You see that? Non-stop harassment by the government. Non-stop. Law enforcement tells them to do this. You're in a work van and you're sitting there targeting me like an asshole. Non-stop harassment by the United States government. And see what they had planned? They had the train going. I told you they was going to have the train going. Didn't I tell you that? So I'm glad I caught that on camera so you guys can see that for yourselves. They do that all the time. All the time, non-stop harassment. Just like last night when I was coming back, they was harassing me again on the highway. And you saw the person with their lights off and then they turned their lights on. And then they got got me go picking up Sharon, because you know in the Bible talks about Sharon being in the desert, so they got me going to pick up Sharon. I told you they stay at it. I told you.
In a half-mile, keep right to stay on Texas 97 South using the left lane. Keep right to stay on Texas 97 South, then keep left onto Terminal E Access Road. In a quarter-mile, keep left onto Terminal E Access Road using the left lane.
Now they want me to go pick up Sharon from Terminal E, Zone 46. So basically the number 51. I told y'all they stay at this all day long. It's about symbolism. It's about nonstop gang stalking and harassment, using whatever methods and means they can do so. And as you can see, they use the Rideshare app to nonstop gang stalk and harass me. Now I'm pretty sure Sharon's gonna get in the car on her bullshit, because they didn't have me sitting over there for 2 hours, basically for nobody that's not gonna get in the car with some bullshit.
Just ahead, pick up Sharon on the right. Pick up Sharon on the right.
Is this Sharon and her son that's gonna get in the car with some nonsense?